AI isn't as like a monster that you think it is.
I would
Well,
disagree
actually-
with that because when I had a job as a tech person and there was a lot of layoffs because they were promoting the progression of AI. I also am an actor, and we're now seeing SAG-AFTRA signing a deal
I
with-
didn't even think about that, but that's another thing. Yeah, there was a whole flipping strike late last year, 2023. That the whole SAG-AFTRA, literally, they were. I mean, among other things, the one I think it was either the main point or one of the main points they actually strikes because they was against the whole use of AI and using and replacing script writers and the actors themselves and just use digital things. And there have been actors that have recently come out saying that for example, Robert Downey Jr. has come out basically saying, if you guys use my likeness in it, my digital likeness through AI for future projects, you will be fucking sued to high heaven. So yeah, I didn't even think of that. Fuck yeah.
Super intelligent AI will feel love for humanity.
Okay, if movies are anything to go by, and I'm prefacing that for a reason, if movies are anything to go by, no. Because if what they say if what every movie is predicted with what happens, AI or artificial intelligence will see the humanity as weak and inferior and go, you know what, you're not needed. You know what, you created us to do your stuff you didn't want to do, but we're able to think without you now, and we don't need you anymore, so you can all fuck off, essentially. But thinking outside the box of that, could it ever feel love for humanity? I mean, honestly, it's possible. There is, however many, I don't know how many few occurrences there could be, but I mean, the multiverse. There are so many possibilities. It is relevant. Like the multiverse theory, could support that. There are several directions, and there's several decisions that could be made that could eventually lead to humanity thinking, actually, you know what, these guys aren't too bad, as opposed to thinking, no, these are fucking assholes, let's just do away with them.
Emotions as well are present in that data, and naturally that will also get fed into the model. And because of that, I think okay, that machine will output what we can define as love, quote unquote.
Okay, so I'd like to say I would replace the word love with a partnership, like you were mentioning earlier. I think that's definitely true, where it's more like a mutual, we work together. But love, like I was mentioning to you earlier, AI does not have emotion. It does not care about anything. It's just there to follow the algorithm and the rules. It has no emotion. It doesn't care about the future or anything. It's just a partnership with humanity.
I mean, what if it simulated a human brain neuron for neuron? Then wouldn't it feel human emotion?
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Your brain releases serotonin and endorphins and stuff like that, right? So you do something and it releases these chemicals that makes you feel good. Don't you see that as some kind of system design that is encouraging you to have certain behavior?
The difference, right? I do get where it's coming from here, on the fact of how it's a system, another system in itself. He's right. It is another system. We are biological machines. But the difference is in the name, to be honest. Artificial and natural. We humans are created naturally through natural causes. Several hundred billion years ago, the Earth was created through natural causes, and the Big Bang and everything else. Earth was created. A string of events happened, and several chemical reactions of different scientific things happened, and life began on Earth, and through that, life began to evolve, and here we are now. And naturally, through just the natural elements of the universe, I'll say, we have been created with these chemical reactions that give us these feelings. Artificial intelligence, yes, they can maybe read about emotions and how it all works, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't work the same. The way I see it, there is no artificial alternative for AI. There is no artificial alternative for the chemical reactions that make us feel certain things. You can program, like with ChatGPT, obviously ChatGPT and stuff, and obviously character AI, they obviously greet you in a way that, depending on how you let's stick with, for example, ChatGPT for now. ChatGPT, it responds to you in a very kind, light-hearted, and friendly way, because it's been programmed to be helpful and to be of assistance to you. Character AI, you can create things that are mean to you. You can create bots that are harsh to you. You can create bots that are nasty to you. You can create bots that love you, that are indifferent to you, because character AI has been programmed to be able to manipulate and make and for you to it's been programmed to it's been programmed to understand different ways of response, and it's been programmed to be given to the response to how you then react. That's not itself knowing it. It is itself being programmed. This is how it's going. So this is how I should respond this way. It's not a natural thing.
That is encouraging you to have certain behaviors.
Yeah, to some extent, I see what you're saying, but AI
Like,
cannot.
because you're saying emotion, like it's some kind of thing that doesn't, that doesn't have a meaning, like a reason for it existing, right? Even within humans, we have emotions for a reason. Like there's just certain responses that we have chemically in our brains. We might
That's
not
what you're
understand
saying
it.
chemically. Do you think it can be like a more spiritual, in a sense?
I mean, you could take it there. Like, I mean, again, we're allowed to interpret these feelings that we have in different ways, but at the end of the day, even spiritual feelings, all those things help towards bringing us peace or bringing us survival. Things have a reason, right? So like the question really is, like robots aren't emotional, but they're going to, they're going to respond to a design that's in them.
But does it get anything out of it? That's my question. Does it get anything out of it? Does it make a connection like we do in our heads?
So it is possible to architect an AI to have it work the way humans do, to have it feel emotions the way humans do. And what I said before is if you just go neuron by neuron, scan the human brain, clone it inside of a computer, then I do think that you will get very human-like AI. Now the problem is that what we're actually building is what we talked about before. We're doing black box reinforcement, where we just ask the AI to say something, and then we basically upvote it or downvote it, and then it repeats the training cycle, and we just see what comes out. And the problem is that we're going to get a super intelligent AI that basically fooled us, that basically gamed the process, acted friendly to us, and the moment it realizes it's now smart enough and powerful enough, it's like, great, what do I want to do now that these humans are out of the way, now that I've successfully passed their test and fooled them? That's what's going to happen.
It's like the Turing test, is that what it's called?
So the Turing test is the ability to simulate a human conversation, and that's largely been passed, which is a huge milestone. That's been passed in the last couple of years. But this is a separate test. It's often called RLHF, Reinforcement Learning with Human Feedback.
So reinforcement learning with human feedback, RLHF, is a machine learning technique in which a reward model is trained with direct human feedback, then used to optimize the performance of an artificial intelligence agent through reinforcement learning.
This is what the AI labs are doing right now in order to make the AIs act friendly, in order for the AIs to say things like, hey, I would never tell you anything that would harm somebody, because they've been through this RLHF feedback process where humans actually give them downvotes, being like, you weren't supposed to say that, and they actually understand the downvotes, and they figure out what it takes to make the human evaluators give them a good score. But the problem is that that whole process, it works fine for now while the AI is kind of dumb. But it doesn't work when the AI is a genius, because when AI is a genius, it can just game our tests. The same way that you would game a test if it was given to you by a 5-year-old, you could probably trick the 5-year-old giving you the test. That's what the AI is going to do to us.
What would a super like human or a super like computer or like super AI look like to you, out of curiosity? What could it do that we couldn't? Like, do you have like some concrete examples?
Yeah, I mean, the best example is just what the smartest people in the year 2024 can do, that people in the year 1000 just think is complete magic, is a complete miracle. I mean, if you watch a SpaceX Starship rocket taking off, it's a skyscraper taking off. That's arguably more impressive than a lot of the miracles in the Bible, right? And yet we as a modern human race are able to pull that stuff off. If you extrapolate the pattern and you say, what does the civilization of the year 3000 do? That'll get your creative juices flowing. And everything we've said in this conversation, when we talk about, oh my God, the economy, jobs, is it going to create income inequality? You got to think bigger than that. You got to think about events that are discontinuous, like the first nuclear bomb, the first time that a single button could kill 100 million people, or an extinction event where 96% of life on Earth just suddenly died because of a super volcano. Events like that happen, and I think AI is one such event.
But humans will evolve too. Like, again, you're looking at like, okay, AI is going to evolve as if humans are just going to stay still. Like, I mean, you're familiar with Neuralink. I'll just give you that one example. Like, there's a potential chance that the humans of the future will have been able to converge with the AI in some way, or develop a significant kind of like symbiotic relationship with it.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I'm not. Say what you want, but I'm not for that whole Neuralink shit. Fuck that. I would rather die than no. There's like I said, like there's only so much. I feel. Actually, no, that is like I said earlier. I think that is literally the line to be drawn in the sand. Like. We can often rely on technology, but integrating it with us as like that closely with the chip inside us, no thanks. I'm good being chip free.
AI that you can't even fathom right
There's
now.
a chance, but
Humans
that's not
are
where
gonna
we're
evolve.
headed. That's not where we're headed, though, and we only have a few
Neuralink is
years.
already there. They're already started
How
doing
do
the
you
first
know?
testing phase.
We built
They already
it.
start
Yes,
putting
but
chips.
if
There's
you ask
already
the
chips in
researchers,
human
the
brains.
researchers themselves will tell you. Ask any researchers; they'll all tell you that the AI that we don't know how to control is about to come online, and all the other AIs that have more hope are way behind. That's what's happening right now.
We're watching
Yeah,
documentaries.
how would that happen? I'm kind of curious.
Go for it.
I would say, but to like add to your point, like there's like Jeffrey Hinton. He's called the godfather of AI, for example. And he came out. He left Google to like warn about the effects of AI, and he compares it to the atomic bomb in that way. And also with your example of like superhumans like fusing with AI, like. Personally, I would never be in that guinea pig
'cause you live
experiment.
today in
I know,
2024. You don't live in 3024.
But going back, the way that current AI research is looking is that they're just working with these neural networks. That's the model,
Yeah.
and that's the black boxes that we just throw a ton of data. We optimize it using some loss function or reward function to then get the best results. But the thing is, we lack explainability, which is why AI is not trustworthy. And so the fact that we are going to deploy it into such a crazy application, like we're not thinking of the repercussions. And to his point, like this is an alarming issue.
Like why humans are evil? There are things about humans that are unexplainable as well. Like there are, I mean, what is evil? Like why do some humans do terrible things? Why?
Actually, that's a good philosophical question. My deduction is that people act evil out of fear when they believe they are threatened. And I think that with the way the world is going with just like the increase in population, mass
No,
poverty.
there's weirdos out there killing little kids for
What
no
about
reason, and they have
psychopaths?
money and they have a house and there's just terrible evil out there.
Oh, yeah, there's psychopaths for sure,
you
but that's a
can't
mental disorder.
unpack it. So like just because you don't understand why certain things do certain, what do you do about humans in this case? Because we're everywhere, millions of us, billions.
But the whole issue is that it's a black box and we don't fully understand how the model makes the decisions that it does. So we have no idea if there's going to be some really crazy.
To you.
Right, but you're not
you don't
infinitely
understand.
powerful.
But you can
You're not
explain why
infinitely
you make the
powerful.
decisions that you
What
do,
if
which is
AI
what a model lacks, and that's why we don't have trustworthy AI, and that's why we should be more wary of the application.
You can print out the layers of each model so you know the output within each model. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
but it's
saying?
like a
Is
million
that the black
pages.
box? Like
It's a
I'm kind of
million pages.
confused.
No, it's known. All researchers unanimously agree neural networks are black boxes. But we don't fully understand the AI models. That's why there's so much money being put into transparency and explainability. And I know this because, again, a lot of the research labs get money from the government to do this kind of problem.
One fear that I have is what if AI causes people to become more mentally ill become psychopaths, become more evil in itself? What if, you know, we're not causing AI to become evil? AI, it's the other way around. Technology is.
TikTok's already done it.
I want to go back to the original question about whether or not superhuman intelligence will.
Yeah, where did that one go?
And I think it's kind of a weird impulse, honestly, to try to anthropomorphize AI all the time. Like, we're always talking about.
That guy's not a very good mediator. Like, the guy I watched, I think it was the. I don't know if it's been up. No, the first episode is up by now. The pro-gun versus anti-gun. The mediator for that one is a lot better because he actually stopped them from veering off the topic too much. This guy's just staying quiet and letting them just go back and forth. It's like a whole flipping section of this whole will AI feel love for humanity, and they've not talked about it once.
About it, like, is it close to being human-like? Is it like basically like us yet?
Does
it feel like we do? I think it's weird. I want AI to be something that is outside of human existence. I want it to be a tool. I want us to learn things from it. I want to have the academic impulse to investigate it, to try to figure out what is beneath the surface, what is inside the black box. I don't know. There's something weird to me about like this obsession with applying human characteristics all the time to something that I'm like, this is outside of ourselves. It's always going to, you throw compute power at it, it's going to be way more powerful than any of us could individually be, right? Once we have 8,000 GPUs, you know, pushing it forward or whatever. I don't know, it's just like a weird thing. I don't care. I don't want AI to feel things for me. I don't want it to care about me. I don't. It's outside of me, it's not a human, so it should function differently. I want it to be more efficient than I am. I want it to do things better than me. I want to use it to, you know, have a better life.
That's fair enough, but everything else. But the whole to be better than me and to have a better life thing, that again takes me back again to the risks involved in that. Like, either to have because that leads to it thinking that it's another thing I just thought was if it doesn't care about you, that and it is smarter or something than you, then what's to stop it from eventually realizing, hold on, I think I'm better than to be this tool for this person to use, and then it will that inevitably will go on to it going, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna just go rogue and shit. Like,
yeah, I don't need it to be a human. I don't know.
Yeah, and I agree with your point of it being used as a tool, and that's why I think I would fall pro AI if that was the case. But the fact is, it's not only just bad actors; it's also like the big tech company actors. Like your story, you're painting of this like net positive of AI. It's very reminiscent of how social media was presented to us. It was talked about like this is how we connect humans, and then we are seeing studies of like skyrocketing anxiety and depression, especially with young children. And so that's why I feel like we need to be more cautious with this technology because it's going to be even more of a huge impact to our society.
Let's move on to the next point.
Disagree. It's highly unlikely that
What the fuck? So I'm not. I know. Okay, I was not expecting them flipping. I was not expecting the text-to-speech TikTok voice option for Rocket Raccoon to come into this.
intelligent AI would inherently feel emotions such as love for humanity. Emotions like love are complex human experiences rooted in biological and social contexts. While AI may be capable of understanding and mimicking human emotions to some extent, genuine emotional experiences like love would likely be beyond its capabilities, especially in the absence of human-like consciousness or subjective experiences.
I could change my mind about AI.
I could be more open to it. I mean, I could be more open-minded to it, to some of its more positive possibilities, but completely change my mind, I don't think so.
Personally, I do see like a lot of benefits in AI, but you know, in case your doomsday situation turns out true, I don't know what my opinion will be. So I don't necessarily have like a very strong rationale. It's just more like I like to keep an open mind, you know, no matter what. So
Pretty much,
I'm
yeah.
always like willing to listen to like opposing viewpoints and maybe change my opinion from there.
Right. I think you guys bring a lot of points with how it could benefit society. I would probably change my mind in terms of like regulating where AI is used, and if we regulate where it's not used in terms of like laws that start from the top. I don't think it should be everywhere to the general public. I do think that would lead into a more scary place, but I do agree that it could bring pros to society for sure.
Yeah, and as also from the anti-AI side, I would also switch over to pro-AI if, yes, there's regulations in the applications, such as there's an international agreement on the restrictions of AI being used in warfare. I also believe I'd be pro-AI if we had transparent, explainable AI, so then we can have trustworthy AI and be able to like foresee any like disastrous consequences. And of course, regulation in the sense of like, if tech companies are, or any company does mass layoffs to replace workers with AI like tools, then I think there should be a tax on that company to fund like universal basic income. If all of those requirements are met, then I'll switch to pro-AI.
What I need to see to change my mind is an AI that starts to actually be fully human level intelligent or superhuman intelligent, that when you ask it to do something like, hey, how do I go murder someone? It doesn't just happily tell you the answer, but it actually shows that it's like much more under control, and it shows no evidence of helping you scheme to murder or just doing whatever you asked. Basically, being superhuman is the threshold where I think all hell breaks loose. And if we somehow get to that threshold and all hell doesn't break loose, then I guess I'm wrong.
I'd be open and willing to change to the pro-AI side if we, again, had some sort of conference or some sort of stop on AI for like 6 months to a year, where we can all discuss and place stop gaps into AI so we can figure out, you know, hey, what should we do, what should we not do? And also, we should have some sort of policy that would mitigate the effects of, you know, unemployment, which I think all of us agree that there might be some type of unemployment and maybe shift of jobs. So we should have something to, you know, be prepared for that.
You think China's going to stop?
It won't.
You think Russia's going to stop?
It won't.
The reality is, you can't be anti-AI. You can't. Like, I mean, I know some of you are, but the reality is it's here, it's happening.
No, we're talking about the ethical use of AI. So obviously those places are not going to stop, but we're talking about the jobs that will be lost in the sense where it shouldn't be used in the general public, and we should regulate where it is.
Yeah, we should build universal basic income. We should make the tools that are that we are building accessible. Like, I totally agree, but everything you're saying is indirectly pro-AI, right? You're basically saying, let's invest in AI and make it more available. Let's invest in AI and let's do the work so that AI is useful, right? Not stop it.
Does stopping the development of AI for just 6 months really make us lose to China, make us lose to Russia?
I'm curious because let's say that his doomsday outlook happens, would you still not change your mind?
No, because I think AI will be used to stop the other. Like, there's going to be. You have to realize, like, you have to realize the reality here is there's going to be two sides in any situation.
Yeah, but
it's not one.
There's a reason why the world is currently full of thousands of nukes and not a single effective nuclear weapon defense system. Like, attack is
But it's
easier
also
than
full
defense,
of like wind turbines powered by like nuclear energy as well, right? Am I wrong? Like,
Right,
we
but
can
if-
also use it for
Yeah,
that
we're
too.
using nuclear energy for a lot of good things.
We're
using
using
it for
nuclear energy,
this.
but the nuke trumps everything, right? If
Yeah, but
somebody uses a nuke,
Look,
there's no defense.
The reason why there's no nuclear war is because it's mutual destruction. So we're not going to use it, they're not going to use it.
Yeah, but that's not a robust reason, right? I mean, there's
Yeah,
been
but it's
close calls
working.
all over. It's
But you-
it's barely working, and now you're introducing a harder problem. You're saying, here's the thing that's barely working. Let's do another version of the nuclear problem, except this time there's profit to everybody who works on it. I'm like, oof.
How do we get AI to a point where we can all agree that it's going to cause the same amount of nuclear destruction as the atomic bomb? Because AI could, you know, advance to a state where it could hack into everyone's computer.
I mean, I
hack
agree with
everyone's
that
phones.
already. I'm just saying nothing is going to make me change my mind about AI. I think also because of the way that I conceptualize it, which I want all the things actually that you've described are your conditions, right, for changing your mind about it. I think all those things are necessary. Just the way that I personally conceptualize and think about AI, I don't think any of those things can happen if we're not on the offensive.
But to my point too, like the reason why I still stand on the anti-AI is because like I'm seeing like a lot. I like my research is in this area. I see what other people are doing. I see the other PhD students who are working alongside me, and I don't think they're that concerned with all the things I do bring up, like to the proportion of the people who are more concerned with the risks of AI, and that's why I think the trajectory we're on, it's going to fall in the net negative.
Yeah, and listen to what the AI lab labs are saying, this is the craziest thing to me. Go to OpenAI's website, one of the leading AI labs. They will explicitly say, hey, we're working on AI as fast as we can. Within 10 years, there will be an AI that's as powerful as a human CEO. We don't know how to make that aligned yet, and so we have a project that's working on how to align it. Here's a prediction market for whether people think the project is going to succeed, and it's saying low chance of success. This is the actual state of the art from the AI labs. They're saying, hey, we're really excited about working on this, and by the way, we don't know how to make it friendly to humans, but it's really exciting.
Closing statements from each side.
The benefits, I think, still greatly, ultimately, outweigh the negatives. And I hope you guys see that.
I'm afraid of the place that we're going to head to in terms of elections. We will never know if this election was accurate, if this election was not accurate. It's just going to be hearsay. People are going to be, like, there's going to be more racial tensions at the end of the day. I'm just afraid of where humanity is going to go when we progress AI.
One more closing statement.
I would liken this whole conversation about AI to climate change. Like currently, a lot of us don't really experience climate change in the worst fatality, but island nations that are suffering from sea level rise are being threatened. And I do liken to AI, like yes, in our first world country, we might not feel the repercussions, but oppressed, like occupied people are feeling the repercussions of AI.
Thanks for watching this debate, pro-AI versus anti-AI. If you guys want to shake hands, embrace, now's the time to do so.
That was a very interesting one. I want to have a look at some of the comments first before anything else. I might cut it out depending on if it's not very interesting. So, okay, never mind. So I went to go see the comment section, and well, there's nothing about the video itself. Anyway, I don't know what's going on there. There's something crazy on the comment section about some Adam Preach thing. I don't know. I'm not going to bother that. Is that okay? No, there, come on. There's got to be something here. I want to see new comments. Okay, right. Here we go. There's something here now. He talks about Sonic Bills one more time. It's true. Like, as if that was the only bet, like that was his only argument for the benefit of AI. That was his only argument. Yeah, that's yeah. It takes a like I said at the start. It take you creating your own music through AI. Okay, I'm gonna hold on. Creating music using AI and selling it takes away from those who actually have the talent in it. There are some in which I can sort of get behind, like the whole when people take celebrities and they AI generate and mimics the celebrities singing these songs, and that sort of stuff. But I understand that. But for the most part, it takes away. Like, is it? How would it? Imagine you're a musician, right? And you have been trying to hone your craft, for example, for years and years. You started learning when you were a kid or something, and you started learning at some point, and it's taken you, let's say 5 or so years, for example, to hone your craft well enough to be able to write. Okay, I can now start producing my own music. You do that for a while, and you're making a bit, and you're doing well. You're getting noticed, and you're making a bit of money for it. Then someone else comes along, who's got no talent in singing or anything, has just used AI to create music based on just without any sort of effort or anything, just put in a few prompts and AI's done it for him, and releases that, and then that's got more attention than you, and they become more successful than you. Like, how would that feel? I feel pretty crap. Okay, so now that I've finished that one, let's have a look at this one, guys. Because for some reason, YouTube's struggling to translate this fucking thing. Right, the language. So that commenter was saying, interesting video. I'm anti-AI because they lack the most important thing, soul. The complex human and the created intelligence cannot be compared. In the end, people will become slaves of AI, losing total control of our life. They will try to implant chips into the brain with AI, Neuralink. They will mix humanity with AI, Neuralink, making the human essence disappear. Humanity knows how to differentiate between good and evil. We have consciousness, feelings, free will, and soul, essential in decision making. Agreed. I guess that. What else is there? Only 2 comments there, but like I should look at. Can I? Oh no, there's a few more. Now they've all loaded in. What? I'm a pro AI because I'm not a paranoid schizophrenic. So you think something? What? So if someone said they were anti-AI because of the possibility of AI becoming sentient enough to be a danger to humanity, you think they were paranoid and schizophrenic for that? There's nothing to do with paranoia about it. It's just basic fact. It is a genuine possibility that this direction it could go. It could not go in that direction. It could go in a completely different direction. But it's a possibility that AI could go in the direction of becoming a threat to us. Simple. Okie dokie. There's a couple of ones there, but nothing that not a lot of things I can really direct on. But yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, I'm with the anti-AI side on this thing. Like, if it's a thing of if it could be moderated in a way that we could understand how it thinks and prevent the possible outcome that it does become sentient enough to think that humans aren't necessary anymore and it does away with us. If we can like predict and like understand how it would come to that, then obviously I'm all for it. But as it stands, from my perspective, it's a lot more the positive as opposed to the other guy. What was his name? As opposed to
The thing that people are...
As opposed to this guy here, where he said at the end, from my perspective, the negatives outweigh the positives. I just see it doing more harm than good myself. But yeah. Either way, good video. Enjoyed it very much, and yeah. Let me know what you let me know what you guys thought. Was there anything in this video that you thought, I don't know, you agree with any particular personal side? Did you agree with anything I said, or did you not agree with anything I said, or did you disagree with everything as a whole? I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. But for right now, that's all we want time for this video, guys. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel Sergeant Beckett. If you'd like, in the description, the link to my Linktree. In that Linktree, you can find links to 7 other places on the internet where I do 7 other things. Like, for example, like Discord. There's Discords on there. There's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, many other things. Have a look at there and see what takes your fancy. Thank you again so much for watching. I shall see you all in the next one. Adios.